Looking to transform your family game nights? At Perfectly Picked Games, we specialize in family games that bring everyone closer. Our games aren't just fun. Kids and teens will learn how to take turns, develop basic strategy skills, and understand the thrill of winning and grace of losing. With our exclusive gift of games, you can give months of gaming excitement to your family. Choose a 3-month or 6-month gift, and we'll deliver hand-picked family games to your doorstep every month. And here's the best part. Right now, you can use the promo code GOLDENMOJO and receive 20% off your selected plan. Don't miss out on this exclusive offer. Use promo code GOLDENMOJO and save 20% today at Perfectly Picked Games.
Hello, all you paranormal freaks. It's the last Saturday of the month, and you know what that means. The veil is at its thinnest. So if you're brave enough, all of you hitchers and drifters, load up for a ride with Golden J and Logan as they traverse to the other side.
Hello, all of my paranormal freaks out there. It is I, Golden J, and I'm hanging out with
his co-host and future ghost, Just Logan.
And welcome to the other side. Man, we have had a crazy September, and you are going to get an extra episode of the other side this month because we have a lot of shit to talk about tonight. And we're super excited to bring this for you. So I guess the first thing that I want to say is congratulations to you and Kitty on your big marriage. I don't even know how to put it.
I know, I'm fucking... it's still winding down from it.
Yeah.
Still trying to bounce back. Still have to do multiple trips to Louisiana to bring stuff back and all that jazz. I don't know. Like I said, it was a thing. We can dig into the wedding because like I feel like I talked to nobody
Right
at the wedding. Like I feel like I talked to you bare minimum just because I have this big fucking thing to where I think I get it from my father. My inability to let go of something and let other people take it and do what they need to do. Cause like I was out there, I was decorating and organizing, and I literally got yelled at until I left the rice alone when it came to cooking the rice. Cause that part was done after the ceremony.
Uh-huh.
And I was over there trying to tend to it, and I got yelled at by multiple women telling me that I need to stop that. And
the gumbo was amazing, by the way. I don't know if I told you. I thought it was amazing. I loved every bowl of it I had.
Listen, there with the gumbo, there was two things. Going back, and I've seen footage from different people and pictures. The amount of people that grab 2 to 3 pieces of toast right off the bat,
Right.
Unsettling.
Yeah.
Like I mean, like there was people towards the end that got none.
Yep.
So that was wild. I probably should have said something about like, hey, let's take one for now and see how it works out.
Let other guests have some too.
But at the same time, like I had so many people like I cook. I'm not professionally trained or anything, but like cooking's like my thing. It's what I like to do. And I cooked the same gumbo for my sister's wedding. I cooked my gumbo for my wedding. And it was like a 3-day event, marinating chicken, cooking chicken, all that jazz. And I have everybody coming up to me. I'm not blowing myself, telling me it's like, it was great. It's fantastic. I got pictures sent to me via our friend Dakota, who brought his big fancy fucking camera because he does that kind of shit for a living, that was following around the videographer and bugging the shit out of him the whole time. Sent me a picture of the videographer talking to him about the gumbo in a different chat. But my boss and also my buddy from high school, because my boss is my buddy from high school and everything. We're just sitting at work, not even talking about the wedding, not even talking about food. And he looks at me and he was like, my wife says she wants to cook you some gumbo because yours has no flavor. And like legitimately, the first thing that came out of my mouth was the fuck. And he was like, what? And I was like, does your fucking wife have COVID? Like, what the? I was rattled, like, to say the least. Like, I had a spot check with people. I was like, was the gumbo good? And like, everybody was like, what? Why are you asking? They're like, it's great. And I was like, well, because Colton's wife said it had no flavor, and everybody was like, well, she either had fucking COVID or chain smoking all the time killed her fucking taste buds.
Yeah, that will do it.
And I'm like, cause it was jarring. Like, I'm not, like I said, I'm not trying to blow myself, but I ain't never had anybody dog on my cooking like that before. And like I said, it came out of nowhere.
Right.
So I don't know if like he had an issue with it and he was just like using his wife as the person to fucking take the beating, or if she did, I imagine she didn't mean for it to get back to me.
Right.
But like there are gumbo purists. Like there are people that are like, your gumbo needs to taste like bay leaves and earth, essentially. Like no joke. Like there's gumbo out there that just taste greasy and earthy and like bay leaves.
Okay.
And I cook mine different than any gumbo I've ever had.
Right.
But like I was shook, so I messaged people, and like my sister and Kayla's sister were both like, what the fuck's her problem? Do we need to tell her to go fuck herself? I'm like, please don't.
Listen, man, from a guy who had 2 fucking bowls of your gumbo, it was on point. And it was definitely on point for me because I know that you backstepped the spice. You didn't make it like super
you gotta with this crowd. Like I've years and years I've learned how to reel it in, just because like there's like a comfortable level of spice that's why I have my dad, like I kept having him come over and be like, hey, taste this, because I'm fucking dead inside when it comes to spice. So I'm like, I'm just having him like periodically come over, and that's how I knew this chick was smoking the rock, because my dad will tell me if there's something wrong with the food. Right. And he was like, leave it like that. He's like, that's perfect. Leave it like that.
No, man, it was on point. I mean, when you have 70 to 100 people there and 70 to 99 of them love it, yeah, fuck that one. It just doesn't matter.
I had all sorts of people coming out with these theories. Who were like, one, they were like, maybe Colton told her, he was like, oh, this gumbo's fantastic, it's the best gumbo I've ever had, and she's like, well, what about my gumbo?
Right.
Or like they're like, everybody's just naming off all these things, and like it shouldn't have bugged me, and I'm a pretty fucking unshakable dude for a lot of things. People make fun of how I walk or how I dress or whatever the fuck. Right. It doesn't bug me. But like things like that, you know it from me from dealing with like reviews on the podcast. Right. When somebody fucks with like a labor of my love, like I'm just like, what the fuck is it? Like it takes everything I got to fucking reel it in. So
yeah, reel that one in, man. It's all good. No worries. I think the gumbo was definitely on point. I enjoyed it. I'm a little pissed that I didn't grab one of those extra bags and bring it home with me at this point, but
I mean, people tore through it really quick because I mean, like there wasn't a whole lot left to put up at the end of the night. So I'll take it. But like I said, every time I do it for like a large crowd like that big, I just wing it. Like, I need to, like, it would have been a lot easier if at my sister's wedding I would have fucking took notes of how much.
Oh, right.
Of each thing I fucking got. But like I'm sitting there, poor Stick, is just like jarred by he's from Pennsylvania, so he's never been to Louisiana in his life, and he's just jarred by the whole atmosphere down here. And he's sitting with me in Sam's while I'm just staring at fucking chicken tits for like 10 minutes. And he's like, what do you not have a list or a recipe? And I was like, no. And he was like, this is how you do it. And Kayla would like touched him, and she was like, no, he does this. She's like, he fucking sucks at math and he sucks at this. He's like, but somehow, some way, she was like, this shit works out in his head. She's like, just let him do his Rain Man shit.
Just let it go. Let it go.
And leave him be, and he'll be fine.
Now, and I got some more comments about the wedding, and a lot of them revolve around your vows. But was that the first time you met Stick in person? I know you've had a lot of dealings with him, but is that the first time you've been face to face?
we went to PMC with him.
Okay.
We shared a hotel the whole time, and that was the first time that we'd ever met in person because we've been buddies for a long time. But PMC in California was the first time, and that experience like cemented everything for me and Kitty.
Right on.
Because she has very low tolerance for like spending a bunch of time with people,
okay,
especially like other women. She just does. And at PMC, we were there with him and his wife, and like she pulled me aside multiple times. She was like, "We've been in the hotel room with them. We're working with them at the booth. We're walking around with them. We're going to dinner with them." And she's like, "Not once have I wished these people fuck off." And right then, I was like, "Oh fuck, we got friends for life now." Because her and Carla get along so well, and by the end of the wedding, she was like, "I wish she was like, Carla was in her side, but she was like, I wish I would have made her a maid of honor."
Really?
Because as much work as Carla did, like Carla crocheted stars for her and mailed it to us, and like helped set up stuff and hang up stuff. And she was like, "Yeah, I wish she would have been one of my maid honors and everything." So,
no, man.
But yeah, no, and we have date nights with them, like 2 to 3 times a month. Like it's a Saturday, we'll just throw up something like this, and we'll start at like 9 o'clock at night, and by the time we go to bed, it's like 2, 3 in the morning.
Nice.
So
I know that I enjoyed both of them myself. I thought they were. I didn't spend a ton of time with them, but you know, being in the house with them for the weekend, and you know, I was never uncomfortable around him. And man, he wasn't afraid to jump in and help out and do whatever needed to get done. And
oh yeah, that's solid people right there.
Yeah, absolutely. A lot of for those who don't know, a lot of your streamers showed up. And I know that when I talked about this with different people, because, you know, I was talking to Brandon earlier tonight about it, because it's the first time me and him had got together since, you know, all this went down. I was like, he had people from California, Pennsylvania, Florida. I mean, just from all over that have never really met him face to face, that came to his wedding and spent, you know, a ton of money on airfare and hotels and all kinds of shit just to show up for the wedding. I mean, it was super cool to see all these different people from all over the place.
Yeah, I think I'm not good at geography, so I don't know if California. I think K20 came all the way from New York.
Okay.
And I think that's the farthest.
Okay.
Because California is far, but New York's all the way to the fucking
right.
And his ass hopped on a plane after he got off work and came out and then took his ass back. And that dude rode an Uber from Houston to Louisiana, and then from Louisiana back to Houston.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow. Wouldn't it have been cheaper just to rent a car?
I don't think he drives. I don't think a lot of people in New York, fuck with the driver's license.
That does make sense. Everything's right there.
Oh, I mean, we had people. There's some of the guys from California don't even fucking drive because they all just Uber everywhere.
It's so interesting.
Which is wild. It's so wild because Uber's not really a fucking thing here.
No,
like nobody fucks with it.
It's not really here either. I mean, to be honest, we do have some cabs and Ubers, but it's nothing like what you'd run into New York and California. It's
like they get here and they're like, oh well, I'll just Uber home at the end of the night or to a hotel at the end of the night. And I was like, that's not. It's like, this isn't California. Like Uber, there's not somebody Ubering constantly.
Right.
Like you'll be lucky. But, you
know. So listen, you guys had an amazing weather day. The sun was shining. It was hot, but it is Louisiana. It's to be expected. I might have sweated through my fucking shirt big time. All because... Now, listen, ladies and gentlemen, if you listen to the other side, Golden Jay wrote a simple, loving ceremony that was meant to be under 10 minutes. Because I knew it would be warm. But Kayla and Logan wrote their own vows, which for me, this was the first time for me.
Really?
Yeah, and all the this, you guys are number 9. I've officiated 9 weddings, and the other 8, you know, it's just been kind of a simple vow area. But you guys wanted to write your own, which I commend you for that, absolutely. And it wasn't like Logan's vows were really long. I mean,
They weren't.
it was, the small book, maybe 8-9 pages, a small book that they wrote in.
And I had big handwriting.
And he's got big handwriting. But it might have taken him 20 minutes to get through. Do you want to talk about that a little bit?
Absolutely. Well, first and foremost, like you're commending us for writing our own vows. I put it off.
He did.
Literally to the last minute. Like it was literally me and Kitty did not stay the night with each other the night of the wedding, and at around 12 o'clock at night where I was like fuck off, and then I slept out in the bar, and like this whole time she's sweating me. She was like, I've been writing my vows for months, and I was like, it's fine and then I come like right before we're about to break off and I'm gonna go write these vows, I find out what vows are.
Mm-hmm.
I thought vows were literally just being like a list of reasons why you love somebody, and then everybody's like, no, you gotta like, you make promises and you talk about your past, and I was like, oh fuck, okay, great, fantastic. So I am me and Stick go to the bar, he's up in the loft part, I'm down in a chair, and I'm fucking, my brain's squirrely, so I sit down with this book. And he was like, you gonna write them? And I was like, yeah. And I'm looking up what vows are. And I'm like, oh shit. And I'm starting to write. And the next thing I know, I'm on Twitch and looking through DJs and putting a DJ on. And he's just up there. He's like, what the fuck are you doing? Focused on what you're doing. And eventually he falls to fuck asleep. He tapped out at like 1:25 at night. And then I, at some point, drifted off and woke up at like 3. And I had written like half a page of complete bullshit that I didn't even remember writing. So I had to fucking scratch that out and keep writing and everything. And he did a vlog. Everywhere he goes, he's a content creator, so everywhere he goes, he makes content.
Uh-huh.
And I didn't know he was filming me at one point. And in his vlog, you just see from up there a shot down of me sitting down there just writing and drinking and then looking at my phone for a little bit and then going back to writing and then but yeah, no, it was I was fine while writing the vows. I was completely fine. And then the moment first of all, she made her own dress.
She did. It was
like, I'm sitting here talking about how I made gumbo for everybody. She made her own dress.
And she was absolutely gorgeous, people. Absolutely gorgeous.
The dress turned out phenomenal. Yeah. But the moment she walked out the door, like I can't remember if it was all went by so quick. I can't remember if I said it out loud or not. But I'm fairly certain I said to Golden Shade, like, I'm gonna cry.
Yep. You did.
I saw, like, and I'm not a crying person. I'm really not. So, like, points in our relationship, she's, like, questioned me. She was like, are you okay inside? Like, you don't... Well, let me tell you what, folks. I guess I had been saving it for this because it started and I didn't know how to deal with it. I didn't know how to handle it. I had no swear words in my vows at all.
No, he was very good.
And every time I started to cry and got choked up, I'd look back. And I would say, fuck.
Yep.
And then I would say, shit, I'm not supposed to cuss. And like, it doesn't feel like it. Like, I was mic'd.
Yep.
But you don't, like, in that situation, it doesn't feel like you're mic'd.
Yep.
So I'm like, okay, people aren't hearing me. I'm mumbling this. But no, people are fucking hearing me.
Oh, yeah.
Every time I did it. And she's got, like, her old relatives. Like, her relatives came out of the woodworks for this. Front and center. It's the first time I've met her dad in person, her brother. She's got her great aunt and great uncle in the front row. And every time I start to cry, I look back and I go, fuck. And then I'm like, I realize I've said fuck and I say, oh shit. And then I go back to trying to read. And it, like he said, it took, I don't know how long
I don't know the actual number.
I don't know how the videographer is going to edit it because good luck to him. But it took a long while to get through it. And like, I barely looked out at the audience. So I don't know how people were responding to it, but at one point I did look out at my boss. I saw my boss's wife, the one that took a shot at the gumbo, and she had sunglasses on. And I told her later, I was like, you were crying, you were sobbing, because she was giving me shit, and I was like, you were sobbing too. And she's like, how do you know I was wearing sunglasses? I was like, because the bottom of your face looked like this. And she was like, that's fair. She was like, yeah, I was crying a lot.
It's funny because. I'm standing there and there's nothing I can do for you. I mean, your dad walking up with the tissue that he was given for Kayla and hands it to you was a fucking classic moment. I mean, it was so good.
It also was the worst fucking hanky ever.
It was.
Like, that shit was made out of some, like, abrasive fucking, like, mesh cloth. So, like, rubbing it on your face was just horrible. And at the same time, like, the only thing that, like, helped me bounce back for a second was this giant fucking newt out of nowhere.
Yep.
Just started crawling towards Kayla and got, like, right at the foot of her dress. And I was like, hey, look, a lizard.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, great, okay, this works. And then he fucked off, and I was like,
No, don't
come
go.
back.
Don't go. Don't go.
I was like, please, I needed something.
All I know is that I'm sitting there and I'm like, okay, come on. And like I said, I can't do anything except look at the book, and then he turns the page and I'm like, oh shit, there's still more.
I even at one point said that there was, I thought I was done. I flipped the page and I was like, of course there's more. And of course I say it out loud.
Oh yeah.
And I try in everything in my book to stop. Like, I am stopping and making jokes and, like, just trying anything to rebound. And, like, I get to reading, it's fine. I get a good paragraph in, I'm good. And then just goes back to it. And like I said, I never fucking cry, so I don't know how to fucking deal with it. Meanwhile, she cries all the time, so she starts to cry a little bit, and she just powers through it.
Yeah.
But me, I can't. Like, I just I keep getting hung up on it, and I was like, I need to stop this. But I can't.
But you did get through it, and it was great.
Officially.
You definitely expressed pretty much your whole entire life with her, which listen, it was great, except that it was just so hot, and I'm just like, come on, buddy, get it together. Cause
that's the worst part. Is like, I was so out of it, like the heat wasn't even registering with me. I was just fucked. I was just completely fucked. And then I know for a fact by the time I guess the DJ forgot we were hot mic'd. And, like, I don't know what I was saying the moment I got in the house, but we were mic'd when we got in the house, so you came in and you were like, hey, give me that. Yeah. And I was like, oh, that's fantastic. What have I said?
Listen, I could hear you talking, but I didn't understand what you said, so it wasn't bad or whatever. But it's funny because honestly, I am an emotional guy. I mean, when your dad brought your sister down the aisle for her wedding, I mean, I couldn't compose myself. And I think it had a lot to do with your dad just kind of in that emotional moment too. And, you know, at that, and that I kind of lost it a little bit or a lot bit because your sister goes, gentlemen, can we pull this shit together or something to that effect? And I did get, during your vows, seeing you like that, you know, it strikes me. You know, and there were moments where I had to kind of turn away and just catch my breath and you know, just take a second. But I'll tell you right now, in the 9 weddings that I've officiated, there is one thing that I cannot do while up there talking about love and commitment and forever. I cannot look at your Aunt Bobbi. I cannot look at the rocker chick. I will fucking lose it every fucking time. And it's just, I mean, it's just that, and that was part of what you were going through, is you're looking at the woman that you're madly in love with and you're going to spend the rest of your life with. And for me, I'm looking at the woman I'm madly in love with and have spent a majority of my life. And it's just that emotional grab at that point. And especially in something like a wedding. I mean, it's insane. But just so you know, Golden 80s, I do poke a little fun at you for crying through your mouth.
That's fair. I have nonstop talked shit about myself for it every chance I get, because like I said, I was not prepared to lose it the way I did. And then I was also not prepared for her to whip out the fact that I messaged her way back in the day and be like, hey, I had a dream about us getting married, and fucking outed me in front of everybody.
Everybody, yeah.
I'm fucking creepy as shit now, so at the end of the day, though, I was right, so it is what it is.
I did, if you remember, I think last month's episode, you talked about winging those vows, and I did write that into your ceremony, that you wrote them. And...
I would have done it. I probably would have done better if I was allowed to fucking wing it.
Possibly.
But nobody, there was 2 things that people fucking absolutely shit on at that wedding. That was 1, me winging my vows, and 2, us going to have a group dinner at Chili's, because everybody's got a problem with fucking Chili's, apparently.
Isn't that wild?
I know. What's wrong with fucking Chili's? Ain't nothing like a good fucking triple dipper. And they make good margaritas. Everybody's just a bunch of fucking hoity-toity bitches.
But you ended up at McCormick's, which turned out really good, right?
Yeah, it was great. Other than, like, I guess they had a brand new menu by the time we rolled up there. And so, like, a lot of shit, like, a lot of their new alcoholic drinks, which I didn't get I didn't drink nowhere near as much booze as I wanted to. And let me tell you, folks, like, I get podcast drunk. Everybody knows that. I barely drank the whole week during the wedding. And then, like, at the wedding, I did not get drunk.
That's true.
But that's also because, one, I wanted to remember everything. Two, the impending doom that is my mother pacing around the whole fucking place just keeps me on the right kind of edge. To where, like, if it was somebody else's party at her house, I'd be like, I'm fine, I'll get hammered. But it was, like, my party, so I feel responsible for
everything.
Anything and everything. So I was just like, nah, we're good. We'll stay sober and alert.
I did get to fit in... I did get to fit in "Shine Bright Like a Diamond" into your ceremony.
Son of a bitch.
Did you? I'm surprised. I'm surprised you didn't see that coming.
I knew that you were going to get the DJ to play. That I'm not. At this point, it's a tradition.
Yeah.
You did it at my sister's wedding. I knew you were coming.
Yeah.
I did not think that you were going to fucking leave it in the ceremony. So kudos to you. I'm fairly certain I was mic'd cussing at you.
Oh, I'm sure. I'm sure.
Yeah, absolutely. Like another thing, like I said, I don't know how a videographer works because I know this guy likes to like make like take pictures and video and like edit it all to one together and have like the vowels playing in the background and shit.
Right.
So like I don't know if they give you like, now here's your actual like full ceremony uncut. Also, I don't know. I don't have any experience with any of this shit. So we'll see. I'm excited to get the footage. I'm so fucking bad as a content creator. You think I'd be better at it, but like. I never take pictures on my phone.
Right.
Or anything. Like, I got, like, 2 pictures from that whole week on my phone that I took. There's people that came all the way from California, and they're like, I forgot to take a fucking picture with you. And, like, and this and this. And I'm just like, shit. So, I was like, I'm just hoping, like, the video... We had 2 photographers there. And a videographer.
Your photographers did an amazing job of getting a lot of... From what I was watching, especially during the party, out there just getting a shit ton of photos of everybody. The girls out there dancing in the circle and you know, talking about your girls, you know, out there just having a ball. So there was a lot going on there, but they took a shit ton of pictures. So I imagine you're going to get a buttload back.
The whole day went slow at first. Until, like, the last 2 hours. Mm-hmm. And then the next thing I know, like, I'm stirring gumbo, and people are like, hey, you need to get ready. And and they're like, we want you to get ready in here, and the photographers will take a picture of you and the boys getting ready.
Right.
And, of course, the moment we go in there, the bar has been empty this whole fucking time, right. Essentially. But the moment we go in there to get ready, like, just people start pouring in there. I mean, men, women, children.
Yeah.
And I've got guys with their shirts off and like putting pants on. My Aunt Rosie's sitting in a chair, and Kyle's shirtless. And,
oh
like,
God!
Clothes,
oh God! Nobody wants to see that.
My clothes I hung up in the bathroom. And so like I can't get in the bathroom though because there's so many people in there. They keep going in the fucking bathroom. So meanwhile, the photographer does come in and they're struggling to get pictures because there's people everywhere.
Right.
And so usually the groom's getting pictures taken of him, like somebody helping him roll his sleeve up or put his tie on. Meanwhile, this bitch is just snapping picture after picture of me in my booty shorts, rolling Kyle's fucking sleeve for him. And the moment I finally get in this bathroom, and I got the blood-stained fucking tank top to back this story up, I'm in the bathroom, finally getting my clothes on, and for some reason, I didn't lock the fucking door. So I got a tank top right about to tit level, and I have pierced tits. I mean, it is what it is. My tits are pierced. And my dad essentially kicks the fucking door in like he's the goddamn Gestapo. And my tank top snags on my fucking nipple piercing.
Really?
And I fucking jerk it.
Oh.
And fucking hurts so bad that I see dots. And then I look down and my nipple is bleeding.
Really?
And my dad's like, what are you doing? And I was like, getting fucking dressed. What the fuck do you think I'm doing? He's like, well, get dressed out here. And I was like, well, I wanted to put my pants on in here, personally. But, you know, whatever. But, yeah, it's just a fucking big old fucking blood stain on my white tank top right on my fucking nipple. And then, like, I'm trying to, like, I can't find my son. And I've got his belt that he's supposed to be wearing.
Right.
So I keep asking where the hell he's at. And then at one point I was like, let's just do a shot before this. And I'm trying to get all the guys over there, and it's fucking next to impossible to communicate with them. And by the time I get everybody round up to a shot, like, I can't even fucking think of something special to say.
Right.
So I was like, fuck it, just drink. So they got a picture of everybody throwing back a shot, and my shot's already gone because I have already drank it. And then everybody's like, time to go inside. And I was like, oh, ready? Like, so they rushed me inside. I'm sitting there, like, clearly, like, I'm anxious because, like, it went by so fast. I'm kind of fucking stunned. And my father walks up to me with a glass of whiskey, and I think that he hands it to me. And I'm like, okay, he sees I'm nervous. He wants me to drink this. So I throw the whole thing down. And I mean, it's a Dan Cawthron glass of whiskey.
It's a deep dish.
Full to the fucking top. And I throw the whole thing back, and you just hear what can only be qualified as, like, a hurt and startled gasp after I do it. And I'm like, what? And he was like, I was just letting you share some of it. And I was like, oh, my bad. I mean, you've never handed me your glass of anything ever. So I thought this was for me. And he starts fucking mumbling, and he fucks off. And, like, I'm just being calm and collective. My mom's in there. Kyle asked me, he's like, can I sit down? And I was like, no. I was like, we got to line up. You can't sit down. And, like, there's a rule at the Cawthron household. There's a rule at every household. Love Kyle to death, but he is a big dude.
Yes.
And when I say big, he weighs over 600 pounds.
Yes.
I bought him a special chair that he brings with him to events that can hold his weight, because he has broken chairs at my house, other people's houses, my parents' house. And he had already been asked once, because he sat down on the brand new couch in the house, to, like, don't do that. Well, he went, and after I said, don't sit down, he went and sat down. So my mom essentially eviscerated him in front of everybody in there.
Right.
Which hurt his feelings. And then right after that, like, I'm sitting there, I'm being relatively quiet, but I'm talking because I'm trying to, like, calm myself.
Right.
And then all of a sudden, Kayla's sister, who I love to death, but she can be jarring sometimes, comes up. And I don't know if you were there for this part or what, but she says, Logan, you need to shut the fuck up, and just said it loud as shit. And I have no idea why I'm being told to shut the fuck up, but all I see out the corner of my eye is my mother. And her eyes get fucking massive. And she starts walking that way. And I was like, oh, great, this is it. This is how this is going to end, with my mom screaming at this chick. And then my mom gets like a good 8 feet away from Haley, and I see my mom do this. Just puts her hands up and, like, looks like she's telling herself to chill, and she just turned around and walked the fuck away. And I was just like, oh, thank God. And apparently I was being told to shut the fuck up because I hadn't seen Kayla since the night before, and she apparently heard me talking, and it started to make her cry. So she was worried about her makeup, but homegirl could have handled it a lot fucking better.
There's a lot of things that girl could have handled a lot better.
She's a
She's a handful.
I don't have to worry about her hearing this because she don't listen to nothing I do.
Right.
But at her Kayla's sister is a hot mess of a human.
Yeah, I got that.
Yeah,
and
that's absolutely.
I really have no opinion on it, to be 100% honest. But she's very abrasive and very straight to the point, and gonna do it. But you talk about your mom. I mean, she is that person who likes to be on the forefront, the knowledge and in control of the situation. And I got to hand it to her, man. She, with all those people and all those people that, she didn't know. I mean, that was a lot of people that, she was unfamiliar with, at her house. I think she handled herself pretty well.
She did good. There's a lot of people that were talked to me afterwards. Like, can I ask questions about your mother? I was like, sure, shoot. He was like, is she always angry and this and that? I was like, yeah, that's just kind of how she is. I was like, I got lifelong friends that still to this day think she hates them. And I was like, but the thing is, if she hated you, she'd be the first person.
Oh, absolutely. Right to your face. She's not scared.
But everybody's like, well, your dad's chill. He stayed up all night and refused to go. That old man refused to go to bed.
Right.
Like, multiple people came there, tried to take him to bed, and he was like, I'm staying up as long as they're staying
right.
up. Man.
I tried to get him to go to bed when I was like, you ready to go in? He's like, no, I'm going to stay out here for a while. And I'm like...
He stayed in there until the last person went to bed.
Right on.
But this is my mom, is people just... me and my mom's relationship is a weird relationship to wrap up. And like people were like, she did not look like she was comfortable dancing with you. And I was like, well, to be fair, I wasn't comfortable either. But when she's uncomfortable, she clams up and she's like, hey, the song is long, and like stuff like that. When I get uncomfortable, I start making fucking jokes and making a show of everything.
Right.
So like I kept twirling her and making jokes because I was trying to make her more trying to make myself more comfortable. And meanwhile, she's just sitting there. She keeps whispering. She's like, "This song is long."
Oh, I don't know, man. She did come away a little teary-eyed because well, we had bets. Me and your Uncle Scott had bets going on, not actual money bets, but we were just like betting. It's like, what is the song? What is the song? And I'm like, listen, man, if it's a movie song, which is what the clue was, I'm gonna go with "Don't Miss a Thing," Aerosmith from Armageddon. And Scott's like, really?
That's a sexy song. Hell no.
And he's like, really? And I'm like, well, we've been talking about it lately, and that's just the first thing that comes. And I can't remember what Uncle Scott said, but it had some. And then the song came out, and tell us a little bit about the song.
So, first and foremost, like the groom is supposed to pick the song to the dance with her mom.
Right.
And the weekend before the wedding, we came up there, and it was just me, my mom, and Kayla. And my mom, like, pulled out like her phone. She was like, I have songs that I have an idea of, like, in this. And I was like, well, I picked a song. And she was like, well, this. And like I said, my mom and my relationship is a little weird,
right,
and everything. But like she picked some songs that are just like country songs that were like this and this. And it's like, they were just like generic to me.
Right.
Personally. They were just like generic, like somebody Googled mom and son songs.
Right,
and
absolutely.
And I picked a song that the movie is from Treasure Planet. It's a Disney animated movie that not a lot of people seen back in the day and everything. And to me, like it's a movie she rented me when I was a kid when I was sick.
Mm-hmm.
And like she didn't watch it with me or anything like that, but I remember that movie. But that song resonates with me because like in the Cawthron household, I've always been like I'm very different than the rest of them, and they'll tell people I'm different than the rest of them and all that.
Right.
Like the most thing we have really in common is we drink. But like I'm different. Like a lot of them are really like reside in themselves. They're not super talkative to other people and all that kind of stuff. And I am me. Like I said, I'm not like many of them. Like really, I just kind of became my own person. And I've always been that. I'm outspoken. I'm obnoxiously loud. I never shut the fuck up. Like if people like meet my parents and meet me, they're like, where did that come from?
That's fair.
Now people met you, and they're like, he's related. And I was like, technically not by blood. I was like, he's been around my whole life. I was like, they're like, you're like him. But they're like, but I don't see. And I was like, that's just fucking shook out the way it shook out. I mean, but like the song, if you like listen to the song, it's just talking about like how it's just a song about people wanting you to change, and like, they're like they want me to change, but they'll all stay the same. It's just something that meant something to me, because like I tried to find like a mom and son song, and like nothing really spoke to me. But I listened to that song, and I listen to that song all the time, and I was like, I feel like this is a good one. And Kayla was like, if your mom listens to the lyrics, she might be angry with you. And I was like, oh, it is what it is. I don't know that she paid attention to the words at all. Because she was just like, she wanted to be very done with it. Like, she was, the whole time we're dancing, she's like, this is very long. And, like, I'm just fucking poking jokes. And I was like, I don't know where to touch you. Like, kept twirling her. I kept saying stuff now. They're just like, twirl again. And she was like, no, twirl again. I was like, twirling again. And just...
Well, it turned out to be very nice. And, of course, Uncle Scott came up and he goes, well, you're wrong. And I go, so were you. And he goes, yep, I guess we're on the same page. we fist bumped, and it was all good. A couple other things. It was good to see your Uncle Scott again. I don't really get to see him very often, and I got to spend a little bit of
both.
Yeah, I get to spend a little bit of time with him. and I enjoyed every minute of it. But your grandpa, your dad's dad, wow, I spent a ton of time with him over the. Let's see what day they got there. Did they get there Friday? I'm trying to remember if they got there Thursday or Friday.
They got there Friday. They absolutely got there Friday.
And they left Sunday. And they left about the same time you guys all left, you and your sister and Stick. But I got to spend a ton of time with your grandfather, and I'm not gonna lie, man, I enjoyed every fucking minute of it.
I love that man. I almost got teary-eyed right there. I love that man so thoroughly. I know you're close. What the fuck? I know you were really close with your grandfather.
I was, yes.
And it's the same case for me. Like, you went on trips with your grandfather and his RV and all that, and it was the same with me. I didn't get to know him a lot when I lived in Indiana because he lived in Germany.
Right.
But the moment we got to Germany, that man took any chance he got. Like, if it was spring break, Christmas break, any kind of break, this dude was like, give me the boy.
Right.
And he took me we'd go stay in his camper at Lake Kimsey, and we'd go skiing together. Or, I love my dad. I mean, my father's relationship has gotten a lot better these last 3 or 4 years.
Right.
Like, we've grown a lot closer. And I think a big part of it is that's brought us closer is, like, there was this one time where we sat down and we talked, me and my dad, and, like, my dad calls my grandpa every week. I call my grandpa every week. He's, like, the person that we're both the closest with on the Cawthorn side of the family. And one night I looked at him, and I just told him, it was like 3 years ago. I told him, I was like, he's old. And I was like, and God willing, he's doing great for somebody that was in Vietnam, because a lot of these Vietnam vets are gone. Yep. There's a lot of things that they were exposed to over there that came at a lot of them sideways. And I was like, and I straight up told him, I was like, when he's gone, I was like, we're all we got.
Right.
After that talk, like, we've come a lot farther since then. But like I said, I talk to my grandfather at least once a week. He talks to him at least once a week. But loved my dad to death, but, like, my dad did not like any of the stuff I liked as a kid. Right. He didn't want nothing to do with it. My grandfather, who is this scuba diver instructor, motorcycle instructor, parachute instructor, went to Vietnam, absolutely murdered folks, was in a motorcycle club just like me. And this man would be like, oh, you want a Beyblade or some Pokemon? And he'd take me to the store, we'd get some, and he'd sit me down outside while he drank his coffee, and I'd play with Legos or whatever I've got, and he would just ask me about it. And, like, God bless the man, act like he's fucking interested in it, when I guarantee you, he was just like, I have no fucking idea what this kid is saying.
Right.
He'd come pick me up, he'd have hot fries sitting in the car for me. He knew what I like to drink, what I like to eat. He had it there for me, and we just hang out. And he tells anybody that he gets a chance to. There's, like, 2 go-to things that he likes to tell people. Is one, he'll tell them, he's like, this is the only grandkid that calls me and does this. And, like, he I know for a fact he told at least 12 people. He's like, he's the only grandkid that doesn't ask for money.
And they got 13, because I know he told them.
Yeah, there you go. And then another thing he likes to tell people is when I was little, he was picking on me, and I guess I told him, I don't even remember it, but I told him, I was like, I know you pick on me because you love me. And he tells people that story all the time. He was like, I pick on him, and it was because I love him, and he told me that. So, and he was like, I guess it's true. But to have him I had 2 best men, because Kitty had 2 maid of honors.
Right.
And he was my first pick for a best man. He's the first person I told. He's the first person I asked. I could not imagine doing it with anybody else standing beside me.
Well, he was kind of leaning because you took forever with your vows.
I felt so bad. And on the other thing, he's leaning on the cane that I got him. So
listen, so I have not seen your grandfather for 7-8 years. It's probably been since I saw him, and it was one of those. He was coming through Texas when we were down there, and we went and met up with him at the RV park where they were where they were staying, and we spent a little bit of time, talked to him a little bit, and so on and so forth. But he walked into the room. We were in the bar when he got there, and he walked in, and he looked at me like we had just seen each other last week, and I was so taken by that. That he remembered me, to be honest, that he remembered who I was. And we had a quick conversation, and the bar was full, so he kind of made the rounds. Same thing with Susan. She walked in and she looked at me. She goes, "I know you're the preacher man," and gave me a big hug. And, I just enjoyed my time with them. The other thing about your grandpa was, when we were finishing up and you guys had walked, you and Kayla had walked away, and he was coming in to line up with, who was that?
Haley.
Haley. Okay. He come up and walked up, and he dropped his cane. It had fallen out of his hands. And I saw it, and I reached down and I grabbed it, and I, without, making a big deal, I just kind of put it back into his hand. And meanwhile, he's trying to get your dad's attention to pick up the cane because he didn't want to lean down to pick it up. And I got it back in his hand before your dad could get to it. And of course, then he finished his walk, and he stopped me later, and he's like, "Hey, I just wanted to thank you for picking up my cane." And I'm like, "For you, anytime." I mean, it wasn't a big deal. It was like that moment is like, "Oh shit, we need to make sure he has this," because I know he's been standing out here for a long period of time, and it's hot as fuck. And I know he's going to need everything he's got to get back to the house. And so it wasn't a second thought for me is like, "Oh shit, I got to get this for him." But for him just to take a second and say, "Hey, thank you for doing that for me." It's just, like I said, I enjoyed my time with your grandpa immensely on this trip, and I'm hoping that the next time I get down that way, I'll get to spend more time with him.
Yeah, I said I'd take any opportunity I get to hang out with him. He's fantastic. The only other thing that I can think of that got me emotionally was dancing with the kids.
Right.
I was good up until the ass end of the song. Like, the song I picked for them is a song called "Oh Lord." Why am I spacing on the name? By Foxy Shazam.
Okay.
And it is a song that this guy in this band wrote for his son. And yeah, they're swearing in the song, and I imagine a few people in the audience were like, But like, it's literally a song about a dad like telling his kids, like, he's like the world's rough, and he was like, the world's gonna bite you, and of course, like, I'll patch you back up, but unfortunately I'm gonna have to throw you back in. Of course, as I say that, a child walks out here.
Right.
Hold on one second. But the song is literally about a dad telling his kids, like, the world's rough and it sucks,
right,
and like, I'll try to prepare you for it as best I can, but at the end of the day, like, I gotta chunk your ass back out there because you gotta do it. Like, I won't be here forever.
Right.
And like, I was fine, and then I get the last little bit of it with Daniel, who is now like nose to nose with me. And I just started to come unglued again, to where at the end of it, I just patted him on the back and I just walked away from where I knew cameras were looking at me. I made sure my back was to the camera. I was like, no, fucking.
Anyways, all in all, man, what an amazing day. Like I said, the food, the ceremony, I thought everything was really good, and I really enjoyed it. And once again, thank you guys for letting me be a part of it. It means a lot to me that you wanted me there and to do that for you guys. And I think the circle is somewhat complete at this point. I started with your sister and ended with you. So
it's fair. It's fair, but you got to make it to at least an even.
I know. We'll see. We'll see what happens.
9's a weird number to end on.
Yeah, but it's,
maybe save one for a grandkid. All your grandkids
maybe
might get you for it.
Maybe.
End, so.
I think I always wonder if my niece is going to ask, though. We'll see where that goes, and that might be my number 10. But
that's fair.
Because to be honest, I don't mind doing it, but I only do it for family.
Yeah.
I mean, not all of it's blood family, you and Brittany, Skylar, Gunner, Montana. That's all blood love to me right there. I also did Billy and Tina, Scott and Beth, and Bree and Ben, which are not necessarily blood, but they are family. They're family.
Sure.
Yeah. So, but yeah, it was great. I enjoyed it, and I enjoyed my entire trip to the 2 weeks that we had to get down there and get back. Do you want to talk about, what do you want to talk about next? We probably got to talk some paranormal. We've been talking wedding for like the last 45 minutes.
That's fair. In true fashion, all the paranormal stuff happens after I have to go back to the real world. So my mom had been talking about it. I don't know exactly when she told you guys.
When it was we were there about 10 minutes before she told me, because she was super excited.
She had been planning it for a long while. Yeah. And she was waiting for her box of paranormal equipment, which I never even saw what she got.
She got some stuff.
Yeah,
she got.
I'm sure she did.
Yeah. Your dad hooked her up. He's like, if you're gonna do it, then do it right. Here you go.
Yeah, that's right. That's about.
As a matter of fact,
I know.
As a matter of fact, she called me today to ask me about video cameras, because she wants to get a nice video camera to be able to go around with. So,
of course.
Yeah.
But you guys went. We left Sunday.
Yes.
After I picked up.
Yep.
And then you guys left for your ghost adventure. Yeah. Was it Monday or Tuesday?
Monday morning.
Monday morning.
Yeah.
Which wasn't far away from the house, as far as as much as I can tell. About an hour.
About an hour and some change. I mean, I don't even know exactly where it was, because your dad drove, so I just kind of was mesmerized by all the fucking nurseries that are up through there. I mean, I bet we counted 50 fucking different nurseries that were along that path.
Jesus,
but
people out there breeding like crazy.
Yeah, apparently. It's crazy. But yeah, we ended up at the Lloyd Hall Plantation.
Well, fill me in on some deets on here, because we talked a little bit. Before we started here. I don't know. My mom told me that's where she picked, and I had never heard of it. But to be fair, in Louisiana, you throw a rock, you're going to hit a fucked up haunted plantation.
Right.
The main one that everybody talks about is the Myrtle Plantation, because it's just like the big. It's like the. It's the generic like one that everybody goes to and everything. So
exactly, and we talked about Myrtle, and Myrtle is just too complicated to deal with, and so she basically your mom says, I booked this. It's a bed and breakfast. We have the entire place to ourselves. There is nobody else going to be there. And I'm like, well, hot damn, here we go. Because, it totally opens up a lot of possibilities while you're there.
Well, yeah, because most investigations are like a trip to fucking Disneyland. Yeah. You're just there with a shit ton of other people. Absolutely.
I don't want to get into too much because I'm going to do like we did with the Kosciuszko County Jail. I recorded the majority of the time I was there. Top tier Patreon is going to get the full video of all the video I took. So that'll be coming out for our top tier Patreon users. So if you want to see it, jump on the top tier of the Patreon. I will put together the audio from the pod that I'm putting together. I will put it together with some pictures that we took throughout the place, so you'll get a video with the audio plus all that. So I don't want to get too in depth into it, but I will tell you this, and I'll get into more of the history when I actually record the episode. But Lloyd Hall was part of William Lloyd was part of Lloyd Insurance that was in England, or Associates, Lloyd and Associates, or whatever it was over there. And he was disavowed from the family. He was booted out, sent to America with a wad of cash, said, drop one of the L's from your name. You're no longer part of this family. He comes over here, builds the plantation house, and is housing both the Union and Confederate soldiers on opposite days.
Problematic.
Yeah. So
problematic.
Yeah. lore tells us that he was selling secrets, so he's listening into all the conversations from whatever unit was there at the time, and he's selling their secrets to the other side. And they got word of it, and they hung his ass from a big oak tree out front. Now,
We know what side hung his ass?
no, I think it was the Union side, but I'm not 100% sure. I will research all that a little bit more. But yeah, your mom lays out she's got stuff printed and all kinds of stuff in it. So I read through before we left. So I had a little idea what we're getting into. Just briefly. So, William is still on property, apparently. I don't know that we talked to him in any way, shape, or form. There was a Union soldier who defected from his unit to stay back for what they say because he was in love with one of the women that lived in the house. He was hiding out in the attic. Somebody caught him, fucking shot and killed him, and then threw him out the window of the attic. And there's blood stains on the floor that they say they cannot scrub out. One of the daughters, I do believe it was a daughter, she got stood up by her man on her wedding day and unalived herself by, the rumor has it that she slit her wrist, but I'm going to dig a little bit more into that, and threw herself out the attic window. And there's a slave girl that apparently is in house, who was poisoned and died in the house. So, listen, I'm going to give you a couple things here real quick. The property it's gorgeous. I mean, it's a beautiful piece. They have the outdoor pool, which we enjoyed. We drank lots of daiquiris and whiskey and, shit like that.
All essential to a good ghost hunt.
You got to be good and smashed. I haven't went through all the audio yet. I'm pretty sure I've got heavy breathing in my ear holes. I thought it was your dad, and then he spoke, and I'm like, he is, and of course I'm recording with a condenser mic in my pod thing, and I'm like listening, and I'm like, that sounds like heavy breathing, and so I hold my breath because, well, is it me?
Yeah.
And it's not. I'm like, okay, so it's your dad. It's Dan. And then he speaks, and I'm like, oh shit, he's too far away for that breathing to be him. So I got to dig that out yet and find out and do some stuff there. But as far as me and the rocker chick and your dad talking to spirits, we didn't have any luck whatsoever. With the REM pod or with the K2, nothing that we'd ever done before that had worked was working. Your mom had bought a pendulum with the card. Okay. And the three of us all did it, and the fucking thing wouldn't move. Well, you would just sit there and it would just stay still. The moment she picked it up and held it over that card, that thing started swinging. So she was kind of our go-to. She spent the time that we were there really working with the pendulum. Of course, we have audio, we got video, all this stuff is running, and I'm still digging through all that stuff to get this episode for our two-stop listeners. But yeah, there were points where your mom got really emotional because of she's like, I feel the emotions of what's going on in this room, and we spent a lot of time in the attic. The big thing, and I've been telling everybody this, so it's not like it's a big secret. The big thing is that your dad and the rocker chick went to bed. It's like we're pushing 1 o'clock in the morning, and they were like, we're tapping out. We're done for the night. We've been investigating all over the house. Your mom looks at me and goes, you still want to keep going? I'm like, yeah, I'm wide awake. Let's move. And by now, my video camera, I've drained both my batteries. I've still got my pod running. I've installed the Bobbi box on my phone, so it's spitting out words for us. We've got the SLS cameras, rolling. They're picking up bits and pieces here and there. But your mom wants to go outside. And I'm like, all right, I'm down. So we go out, and if you walk out the back of the house, to the right is what they call the original kitchen. It's where they cooked and stuff when the plantation was first, built. And so your mom's like, let's work off the porch tip over here. I'm like, okay, cool. So I got everything set up. I'm now recording with her iPad because that's the only thing I've got left for video. And I'm recording with her iPad, and she's sitting there, and she's got the pendulum, and immediately, boom, that motherfucker. And let me tell you, Logan, this pendulum is moving so hard, it is moving her hand. You can tell when she sits down, she's solid. But when that thing starts to spin, her hand is rocking so hard, it's moving her hand and her arm. And we're watching, and she's asking questions, and she keeps looking over to her side. And I go, what's wrong? And she's like, I swear I hear footsteps. I'm like, I've got the headphones on, the condenser mic. I said, I'm not picking anything up. She goes, I'm telling you, I hear footsteps. I'm like, okay. She's talking, and my Obby box is popping words, and all of a sudden it says malicious.
Ew.
And I look at your mom. I said, okay, we're done. Say goodbye. And your mom says goodbye, and she sets the pendulum down on the card, and the fucking pendulum shoots off the card. No hands.
Yeah, that Logan doesn't. I don't know if I get it from my mother's side or where it comes from, but there's a reason why Logan doesn't do the paranormal, like actual paranormal stuff himself, because he's had bad instances in his life that I've never talked about on the pod.
Right.
I've said on the pod multiple times, so I just won't,
right.
because I just don't want to invite that back in my life. But yeah, I'm right with you. As soon as something said malicious, my ass would be like, all right, don't.
Nope. We're done.
We're done then.
Yep, we need to step away. And we did.
Somebody showed up to the party uninvited, and I'm good. I'm out.
But I got it on video.
Nice.
And it's not a jump. It doesn't shoot across the fucking yard or across the porch or anything. It just shoots off the card. But even when I showed it to Chico the other day, I'm like, hey, look at this. And I've never seen his eyes pop like that. He's like, oh my God. I mean, it's just it's a good catch, but you guys will see that in the top tier of the Patreon if you want to go and join the top tier there when this episode comes out in a few weeks.
I'm
so
stoked to see and hear it, because she called me afterwards and she was all excited. So
she was fired up. She had a good time. I think that was kind of their first real ghost hunt, so to speak, where we actually sat down and did things. We had the spirit box, we had the REM pod, we had the K2, we had all these things. We kind of worked through them gradually, and we're not professional ghost hunters by any means, so it was kind of hit and miss. But that pendulum thing, that was the big draw for the evening. But yeah, it was fun. I had a blast. I'm ready to fucking do it again.
That's I said it seems like it's once you pop, the fun don't stop kind of thing.
It is.
You get into it, and then you just want to do it more and more, and you want to see like my experience was like this here, so I want to know what my experience is like.
Yeah.
Over here,
yeah.
And they're all very different. We'll get into that in just a second when we talk about the next place that you investigated. All right, so that's your latest investigation, but in the month of September, which we're supposed to be covering, where the 9 different episodes of Tucson that we 8. I think we had 8 technically in September.
Yep.
But the one that we're going to cover tonight is the other investigation you did, which was, let's see here, was episode 218 on September 6th. Nope, son of a bitch is not the right one.
No.
It was episode 219 that the Tucson crew went on a field trip to the Kosciuszko County Jail to drum up some paranormal occurrences. Mm-hmm. Which, this is a jail that I have driven past a billion times as a child. And as an adult when I lived
there. Right.
Never in my life. I think I vaguely remember going on a field trip there as a kid, but I'm not 100% certain, but I think I did at Atwood.
It's a good possibility because it's the old jail. It's actually seated for anybody that's in the Warsaw area. It's actually seated behind Mad Anthony's. It's a museum now, and it is stocked.
Which I think it was back then too.
Probably,
if I remember
probably
right.
because
There's two things I thought about when I thought of Warsaw. One was the giant billboard for cocoa wheat,
which is gone now,
and
unfortunately.
the jail. Oh, that's a shame.
Yeah. They turned that when they closed that down. I can't remember what the actual name of it was, but when they closed it down, somebody bought that building and turned it into apartments. So the cocoa wheats fucking shit come all down. But yeah, I mean that was like, it's like when you go to Kansas City and you see the Western Auto sign, and it's so funny every time you watch anything from Kansas City, that Western Auto sign is in the fucking, you know, the B-roll. That was Warsaw's B-roll thing, you know, that cocoa wheats box and those boxes up there.
I saw years ago there was a box of cocoa wheats at the Walmart here in town.
Really?
Just out of nowhere, and I saw it. I got all excited, and Kayla was like, "What the fuck's wrong with you?" And I was like, "Oh no, you don't understand." And I was like, "They made this shit where I live. Like, there's a big ass sign. You ride into Warsaw, it's just there."
Yep. So they turned this museum is just stock full, and of course you got the Dillinger stuff in there, and just the history of the county that is inside of this place, and that book that J-Dub got for me, that a Warsaw resident had written about all the hauntings in Warsaw, is on sale in there too, which I thought was really cool. Her story is one of the stories that he tells in this book. But I mean, it's just an amazing place. If you're not ghost hunting and you just want to go see the history of Kosciuszko County, it's in there. It's fucking great. And I enjoyed the walkthrough as much as I did the ghost hunt.
Now run me through it. Who all was there with you?
Okay, so obviously
I listened to the episode, but like there's a lot of people talking, and I can't remember like the exact names and everybody, so I don't want to leave anybody out.
Do you remember Brian Greer from Northwest?
Absolutely.
Yeah. He's the one that kind of set all this up and invited us to come along with him. So it was him and I don't know how to put this. Please, no disrespect, Brian, but his now ex-girlfriend Jessica was there with us, and it was. I mean, it's always fun. We did the Fowler with them, and it's always a good time. I enjoy both of them. I enjoy spending time with both of them. Luckily for us, this time we got to meet up for supper before we went and did the investigation. So we got a lot of personal time with them this time. But
nice.
Brian's pretty great. You know, we spend a lot of time going back and forth. But he investigates all over. He's big into it, and he's done all the biggies. You know, Indiana State, Billy Creek, Waverly. He just got back from Waverly not too long ago. So he's done a lot of this. So we kind of learn as we go when we investigate with them about what we can and can't do. There's not really a lot of can'ts, but I mean, you know, you try to be respectful of everybody that's there and so on and so forth. So we learn a lot. The downside to doing this investigation the way that we did it was that they were running their air conditioning because it was fucking hot. It is just hot as shit. Yeah. And so you get a lot of that air conditioning in the audio, which I apologize for, guys. I mean, it just is what it is, but
it is what it is. Like like in the peak scenario, it's cold enough outside where you don't run any of that stuff, right? Because like when you have all your famous shows and everything, there's a reason why a lot of these ghost shows, guys, when you see them doing stuff like this, that they're wearing long sleeves and shit, because they wait until the colder time of year. Because when they usually go into these buildings, either one, these buildings don't have power, or two, they've cut off all the power because a lot of that stuff interferes with audio and your equipment.
Absolutely.
So there's a lot of reasons why when you see douchebaggins out there, he's got a long fucking jacket on. Same with Taps and all of them. Like you'll see like they got sleeves on and everything because they crank that shit off. Because it's an audio engineer's worst nightmare to have you trying to listen to something on the EVP and everything. Meanwhile, the air conditioner's just rolling.
It's blowing like mad. So we go out for supper, and we were actually had supper at the Barbie Hotel, which is also one of the hot spots in Kosciuszko County. It's no longer a hotel. Now it's a full-blown restaurant downstairs, and I believe it's all staff and apartments upstairs now instead of hotel rooms. So they just house their staff there. But I believe, don't quote me on that for 100, but it's supposed to be one of the most haunted places in Kosciuszko County. Of course, we just had supper there, and we didn't do any investigations or whatever, but we were trying to get the filter in to see if they still allow investigations. But the waitress, no matter as great as she was, didn't really. Some of her information wasn't quite right. Some of the stuff she was telling me, I'm like, I don't know that I buy that. And I looked it up later, and it was completely false. But God love her, she was a great waitress. But so we get into the jail, and we have I don't know, the best thing to call is a handler. She was amazing, and I know her name, but I'm fucking blanking on it, so forgive me. But she was definitely sensitive, and you didn't get a lot of this. I took a lot of it out because it was it really wasn't kind of relevant to what we were doing. But she had she could tell, like, behind Brian was his grandmother, and she asked him, she's like, do you know that there is an older woman that is standing behind you right now? And they had a couple little talks about it, and about who he thought it was and who she thought it was. She couldn't pinpoint it, but he was pretty sure it was his grandmother that was there with him, and it just basically kind of follows him around. But she, during the final EVP session, and I think we took a little bit of her audio is in the end of that. I think I kept a lot of it in where she's talking and telling some stories, but she was seeing things while we were sitting there doing that round table EVP session. And so that was really cool. Another super highlight of that was the Estes method that I was involved with Jessica and Brian. And I left all that in because I thought it was just amazing. Because Brian was in the, he had the earbuds in with the spirit box. He had noise canceling headphones on top of it, and he was blindfolded. And he was...
See, that explains a lot for me, because I kept hearing him, and at one point J-Dub saying things.
Uh-huh.
And I was like, okay, so they're relating what a spirit box is saying. But I couldn't hear the spirit box.
No, because it was just them. So they had, like...
That's a good way to do that. Like, honestly, because as an advocate for paranormal investigation, and I watch tons of content and stuff, there's nothing more fucking annoying than listen to a spirit box rattle off live.
Mm-hmm.
You know? Having somebody with headphones on that's relaying what it's saying, mm-hmm. I think is a very good way to go about it.
Well, and we did this when we did the old Benton County Jail, and I even took a crack at it because I wanted to give it a shot. I can't pick that stuff out, not like Jen and Brian did. Even the rocker chick gave it a shot down in Fowler, and she was like, "I don't hear anything," and I'm like, "You're okay. I don't hear anything either. It's just not tuned. We're just not tuned into it." Brian definitely is. So he is actually in one of the male jail cells because they had two different areas. They had the male area and the female area. And he's in one of the male ones, and he's completely, covered up, can't see us, can't hear us. And we're asking questions, and he's answering them, what he's hearing in the spirit box, before we even finish the fucking question.
Yeah.
And I'm not going to lie, at that point, I was dumbfounded. I was like, and you hear me say it in the audio, it's like, I don't even know what to ask next, because I feel like he's just going to tell us.
Because there's a few times, because you can tell that, now that you say it, it makes sense he has headphones on, because you can tell that some points he's not hearing everything y'all are saying either. Because at one point, he says your initials.
Mm-hmm.
and you respond to it, and you're like, "Yo, what's up?" And like he just blows past it.
Yep.
Because he doesn't know what those. It didn't even pop to him what it was. It was JG.
Yep.
And you were like, "Yo, what's up?" And he just blew right past it, and I was like, "That was Jeremy's initials."
You want to hear the twist on that though?
What?
So the twist is, and it dawned on me after I said, "Hey, what's up?" Because I thought that it was coming at me. I was in solitary, and up in the solitary room, and it's not a very big room. Scratched into the walls in two spaces in solitary are the letters JG.
JG.
Yep.
I remember that now that you say that somebody references it and talks about it. It's like, say, hey, on that wall it says that.
Yep. But it was, I don't know that we portrayed it in the audio because it was happening so quick, but they had set, Brian had set a music box in the next cell over, and it goes off, and I think the rocker chick actually walked into there and didn't realize that it was in there and set it off. And Brian's still in the middle of the S's, and he actually says, "Music." I mean, as soon as it gets set off, he's like, "Music over there." And I'm like, it was just so fucking cool to be involved in that. And it was good. That part was really, really good.
I thoroughly enjoyed. It's weird. I listened to it.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't watch it. I listened to it, and it is a very different vibe to sit there and listen to a whole paranormal investigation without any visual whatsoever. And I feel like it's almost more intuitive to do it that way because you're not distracted by things going around or people's facial expression. You're just listening to everything. Right. And it was a very good ambiance to it, and I feel like I soaked in a lot more doing that. That being said, I need to watch the actual video.
Right. It is on Patreon if you want to see it. And now the video and the audio do not go together. What you get on Patreon is just all the video that we shot, y'all put together. So it's a total different than the audio that I put out. It's just all the video. And I'm going to tell you right now, and I'll give kudos where kudos belong. J-Dub takes the camera for a while, and she is way better of a camera person than I am. My camera work is not as good as hers because, it's just, I got an audio recorder, I've got a video, and, I'm trying to pay attention to everything going on, but, she done a great job in what she shot. And we used the grid, we used the laser grid, we used, the REM pod. You hear the REM pod going off. We actually changed the battery out in it. And I'm trying to think what else. The girls, both J-Dub and the rocker chick did solitary together. There was a lot of bleed over. It's such a small building, and you can hear Brian and Jessica down a floor. That kind of bled through a little bit. So
do you have a favorite piece of equipment now that you've done a lot of these? Is there something that you prefer to use?
Man, I'm still the video camera is still my favorite at this point because that's what I feel I've caught the most with. But man, doing the condenser mic with the little pod recorder. So listen, guys, Camptober is in full swing right now. You've got the Holy Ghost episode that came out this last Wednesday. There's more to come. There's 3 more episodes of just camp stories. And then we're going to do a chiller filler Camptober episode at the end of the month. And we are going to name the Jeep, and we're going to talk we'll talk more about the Lloyd Hall plantation. But also what I'm going to bring is the 13 clips that I pulled from the Kosciuszko County Jail that I found while I was editing that episode.
Nice.
And that includes that roundtable EVP session that we did with everybody, where you physically felt and heard the knock on the table. it moved the table. It hit so hard it moved the table.
That's wild. Now that you've done you've done a few paranormal investigations.
A couple.
Now you got them under your belt. I got like, have you had your soup experience yet, to where like you're in a room and it feels thick?
No.
I know I described it as that when talking about personal experiences that I had, and then with the experience that happened in Kayla's mom's apartment and everything. And then I had other people, including Jada, be like, being like, when it was at its worst, like, that's exactly what it felt like. Just thick.
So at the plantation, our rooms were on the second floor. So the first floor had 3 dining halls, so to speak, with big tables with lots of chairs around them, and then they had the kitchen, and then you go up the stairs, and they had 4 rooms up there at one point. There's 4 doors that go into, but they've modified them down to 2 rooms. So you would walk into the Fitzgerald suite, and you'd have a common area with a couch, the TV, the fireplace. And, of course, the fireplaces were blocked off, and I'm sure that's a fucking a deal, just an insurance thing, you know. We don't want people starting fires here, you know. You just know,
yeah, absolutely.
You're in Louisiana. You don't need a fucking fire. It's hot. You don't need a fire. And then you would go through another doorway, and that's where the bedrooms were. And you'll see it in the video. I'm pretty sure I've got it on film of going in there and filming the bedroom. And the trippiest thing is that there's a front porch, or a back porch, an upper level, and they've blocked it off and made those bathrooms. So you walk through the fucking window, because this is a plantation. So they have those big ass windows. And they've lifted this up, and now it's a doorway, so to speak, but it's still the window. And you walk into this bathroom, and, you know, their claw tub, fucking stand-up shower, you know, a nice vanity. I mean, it's nice. So all of my equipment is up in our bedroom, and I'd walk back into the house by myself, and I'd walked up the stairs, and I hit the second floor. And it wasn't a soup feeling, but it was definitely a high energy, something, you feel like something's there. Does that make sense?
Yeah. Yeah, like where you're getting like chicken skin, or your hair standing up. Yeah.
Yeah, and that was pretty much the only, I mean, the Fowler, the Benton jail, the Kosciuszko jail, I never had that feeling anywhere I want. But walking up just that one time into that second floor, I had this feeling like, I don't think that I'm alone here, but I don't see anything, or nothing's trying to grab me or anything like that. So that's my one feel type thing. Except, you know, and of course on the porch and that kitchen, on the old kitchen out there, I felt uneasy, but I didn't feel like, you know, anything was after me or anything. But it was just that moment where you're like, you step away.
The longer I'm at this, I'm wondering if the soup filling is tethered to malicious entities.
It could very well be.
Because every time that I felt it, it has been something gnarly.
Right.
Like I said, with Kayla's mom, her cat forever that she's had and loved forever fucking went ballistic. Right. And like I said, you've seen the pictures and everything back in the day. That looked like a grown-ass human attacked that woman.
Right.
And like, it was just fucking, as soon as you walked in the house, it was unsettling. Stuff I dealt with in my youth, the same feeling, and was unsettling.
Right.
So it might just be tied to like malevolent. And for all I know, they might be different between like spirits and other things.
Listen, you know, there's so much out there, and there's so much that we don't really know. It's interesting because sometimes you can walk into a room and you can feel it immediately, and sometimes you have to wait on spirits to kind of, they're kind of on their own time. You know what I'm saying? We were talking about that the other day. Listen, once again, let me repeat. I am by no means any sort of professional. I'm still learning how to ghost hunt. I don't do it all the time. So I've been spending, since I've been back from vacation, spending some time kind of researching the best way to ghost hunt. What's kind of the proper, what should you do? Is there any steps? I mean, everybody's going to be different, and that's fine. But, what do we want to get with? And one of the big things that I've run across is you have to be patient.
Yeah.
Not
everyone's going to be a winner.
Yeah. Not everything's going to be a winner, and nothing's going to happen right away. Because like I said, the spirits are on their own time. But I think that anything that's evil that's looking to grab onto is going to be at the forefront right away. And that may be what you're feeling is just that hate and that, the malicious feel of some of these spirits and stuff, man. I don't know. Like I said, I'm still learning.
I think it's the same as real life. Like when you walk into a room that you have not been in the whole time. Let's say it's Thanksgiving, and you've been spending your whole time in the kitchen with everybody that's happy and everything, and you don't know, but in 2 rooms down in the fucking family room, you have 2 relatives in there just fucking getting into it.
Right.
And just having a bad time, and then like by the time you walk in that room, they've simmered down, they're quiet, but you just walk in there and you're like, the fuck happened in here?
Yeah.
You just feel it.
Yeah, and
I feel like that lingers on in the spirit
absolutely world. I mean, you nailed it, because you walk into that room and the old saying is you can cut the tension in this room with a knife.
Yeah, no clue what happened. But you walk in here and you're like, oh fuck, what happened here? And people are like, well, this person just had at it. And like by no means should you been able to know that, because you weren't in there. You didn't witness it, you didn't hear it, but you walked in there, and as soon as you walked in there, you're like, oh shit.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, it's a different type of energy. I mean, that's what you're feeling, is that different type of energy. And I mean, if you have a couple of people that are just simmering and pissed off at each other, you're just waiting for it to explode. It's like you light a match, it's going to set the gas off. So I think you nailed it. I think that's probably what it is. It's the evil and the hate and the anger that you're feeling in the air when you guys get that soup feeling.
Soup feeling. We need a patent.
I know, right? Just put that on a t-shirt. It's that soup feeling. But yeah, getting back to the jail, it was a great experience. We were only there about 3 hours, I think. But like I said, 13 clips are coming for the Camptober Chiller Filler. I'm going to bring those out and let you guys listen to them. And then you guys can judge what you think. I heard, do you think it was, was it an audio glitch, or was it somebody? I had one that I played for the rocker chick, and I'm like, what is this? And she goes, that's me. And I'm like, that doesn't sound like you. And she's like, I don't know why it sounds that way, but that's me. I remember saying it just fell out. And I'm like, okay, I get it. I remember when that happened. But so yeah, I got 13 clips. I'm excited to see what I'm going to end up with from the plantation. Like I said, I have hours of fucking audio to go through. It's going to take me forever. And I'm going to get that to you guys out there as soon as I can. I have started, but it's just a long process. So bear with me.
Now think about all those poor editors for shows that are 24 hours in a place like that.
Yeah.
And somebody sitting there with the headset on just listening.
Yep. Well, and it's not just, in my case, I have the video recorder, my audio, 2 different audios that your mom was carrying. Well, actually, the one she sent me home. Let's see if I can get this without bugging up my camera. So she sent this home with me. She actually hit record on this thing and just left it in the bedroom. Just let it run. This thing's got 5 hours of audio on it. Of a lot, yeah.
Godspeed.
There's not a card that I can take out and just look at, the audio files. So I've got to get this off that into my system.
I love, from my brief stint as a paranormal investigator, I love listening back to those recorders. Because sometimes it's just fucking wild. Like, you don't have any idea what's going on. And you're sitting there, you're asking questions, you think nothing of it. And then you go back and you'll rattle off a question. All of a sudden, you'll just catch this weird fucking interference.
Yeah.
That's just right after you ask a question, and you're just like, I love it.
It is really cool. In the jail, there is, I think it was me, the Rocker Chick, and J-Dub go back up to the dolls, which it's really cool because J-Dub's family donated those dolls. Like her grandmother,
Really?
donated those dolls to the museum. And you get this, there's no interference from the air conditioning. It is dead quiet because there's no air conditioning up on the third floor. And in the audio that you hear, it sounds like and then a male voice, and you can't really make it out exactly what it's saying, but it's just like in between some audio, and it's just that room is just dead quiet. So it's so much fun to go back and listen to that and be like, what the fuck was that? And you're just like going back over this same spot like 30 times going, what is that? Good stuff.
It sounds fun. I don't know if I could bring myself to do it, but it sounds like a good time. It sounds interesting.
You know, they teased me and I've stayed away from it for 3 years. You know, when we started doing this, it was never on my agenda to go ghost hunt. It was just, I'm going to tell stories. I'm going to tell the stories of everybody else's ghost hunt. And doing the Fowler, that was my first in the Benton County Jail. And I really anticipated me just being super anxious and just kind of jumpy. But I'm going to tell you right now, I've done the 4 places, and in all of them, I was calm as a cucumber. I wasn't jumpy. I wasn't concerned. It just flowed. And it's been, for me so far, it's been a really good experience. I haven't had anything malicious happen and, anything like that. So pick and choose the places that you go to where you're most comfortable. I mean, I probably will never go to the well at Bobby Mackey's because
no, I have no urge to go to Bobby Mackey's at all. That place can go fuck itself. I mean, it's gone now, technically.
Did you hear the rumor? They're rebuilding on the same spot.
Well, they can go fuck themselves with that. You can pay me to go paranormal investigate that place.
No, not in my existence, but I would like to do Waverly, and I know that ISO is, always asking me when I talk to him, when we doing Waverly? And I did get a chance to talk to Brian about that, and that's even tougher to get into than anything ever because they have a block January 1st that you can either call in to book time at Waverly, and it's like a 3-hour window. And in that 3-hour window, they book up the entire year. And not only that, but I heard that you have to have $1,000 down right on the spot.
Jeez. That's wild.
So if I get a chance to go to Waverly, I don't think it's going to be on my own booking. I think I'm going to have to coattail on somebody who's going and has an extra spot or something like that.
That's fair. It's like the fucking Disneyland of fucking...
It is.
Of shit, because there's families like, yeah, we'll go to Disneyland, and then, there's us. There's like, I might get to Cedar Point every 3 years.
Exactly. So, yeah, there you go. There's my my 2 big investigations from this year. I think we did Fowler last year, right? Sounds about right.
I mean, the 2 investigations are butted up right next to each other.
They are close.
They're real close to each other. So
they are. But it was a lot of fun. I had a good time, and I enjoyed every minute of the plantation.
Well, they had a great time. I know my mom enjoyed it because she called me and she was all excited. Yeah. Before we get out of here, after listening to these episodes from this month, went and did a Google on J-Dub's name because you guys keep talking about all these different different podcasts and stuff. And on YouTube alone, the amount of like weird AI videos about her case, fucking just insane. Like the AI just whips up like these crazy ass images to go with her story. Mm-hmm. And I was sitting there last night doing it, and I just went blurry for a little bit, but it'll bug me. But nobody's gonna see this. But like I listened to a few podcasts out there, and some of them I saw J-Dub's comments on YouTube, and mostly it was YouTube because I was having a hard time on Spotify finding anything.
Right.
But there was a few people just talking about her stuff, and a lot of them are people talking about how they think she's 100% authentic, just because J-Dub is an advocate for like go out there, do research, look into it, and all that kind of stuff. But like the amount of weird AI videos out there that tells her story, and it's a robot trying to tell her story, so it mixes up a few things here and there, and it's putting up weird images, and you're just like, it's wild.
I think it is
so absolutely, listeners, go look that up, because that's a wild trip.
It is the craziest thing to think that Austin's video, the Ghost Files video, the documentary, has spawned that many podcasts for them to tell this story. And I agree with you. I think the fact that she does this with the United States Paranormal kind of lends to that authenticity, because she's not really doing it for fame and fortune.
Money.
Yeah.
Or anything like
she
that,
just did it to tell her story. And, Austin did a great job. And it shows in the fact that people believe that she's authentic. Now, there's a few cocksuckers out there that just said,
there always is.
It has to be.
There always is.
You got trolls.
I mean, there's people, like, to this day, when I was looking that up, I went back and looked at some of our videos on YouTube, because I never mess with our YouTube. And there's people there on, like, the first episode being like, I'm here because of the Jennifer story and stuff like that. And you just go back and look at this, and you're like, this person's nice, and there's just one random cocksucker out there just like, hey, fuck these guys and their goofy shit. And you're just like,
yep.
Oof. What kind of person you got to be just be like, this is what I'm going to add to the universe, is type this bullshit in here. If you don't like it, just log off and fuck off.
Yeah.
But it takes a lot less energy than typing out some bullshit.
Yeah, I think keyboard courage is a big thing in today's society, and people think that they're doing something grand and wonderful by throwing up a fucking malicious fucking comment. And it's like, like you said, if you don't like it, then don't fucking listen.
Yeah, it's easy.
Yeah.
Just fucking click off it and just don't think about it anymore.
Exactly.
I don't know what's got you so twisted up inside. You're like, I gotta shit on these people before I fucking dip.
Yeah, I know. If I don't do it now, I'm never gonna get it done.
Somebody wasn't fucking hugged enough, or hugged a little too much. I don't fucking know.
Yeah, you just never know. Fuck them. It doesn't matter. I've shut them out. It bothers me to the point where these people will post on like the Apple podcast sites, and all those negatives come up right on top, and it's like, God damn it!
There's a lot more positive than negative, but that negative always it's just like the gumbo thing,
Yeah, exactly. 99 people loved it.
99% of people being like fucking great, and the one person's like, it had no flavor, and it just fucking hurts.
Yep.
So much that you're like, you just get twisted up inside for a whole day, and you're like, why? I need to know more, which you really don't. Fucking listen to the 99 people opposed to the one, but it's human nature.
It is.
To fucking be like, what did I do wrong?
Hey, I do have one more announcement, and you're going to get it next week on Golden 80s if you guys listen to Golden 80s, but I'm super excited about this, and I only got just like a few, I don't even know if we got minutes. I'm going to go 30 to 50 seconds that I got to talk to you about this over the weekend when I was down there. The Indiana Chiefs Fans podcast has been headhunted by Roundtable Sports. And so now me and Chico are doing a podcast for Roundtable Sports called Chiefs Roundtable podcast, where we get to talk about the Chiefs with some whole different support. And I'm telling you, man, this is going to be great for me and Chico and the Sports Network. We're going to hopefully open a lot of new doors, not only with Chiefs Kingdom, but also with the podcast world. So we're super excited. I don't even know how to explain it.
To hear Chico's back.
Chico's back. He's kind of leading the charge on this. He's doing a lot of the work with the audio and getting it sent to who needs to get it. And if you go to my Facebook or the Indiana Chiefs fans Facebook, there's a link to the Chiefs Roundtable. Just click on one of the articles and you can see clips from our podcast on there. It's insane.
It is.
And
that's dope.
Hopefully it's going to open up chances for us to meet players, coaches with media passes and stuff like that. So we're still working on all that. But yeah, I just got to talk about it because I'm super excited. And it's a big step for our little Chiefs fan podcast that we've been doing for 4 seasons now. So I'm excited. And we're looking forward to what this is going to bring in the next year.
No, I'm super. When you told me about that, I was super jazzed. Like, so one, just because you guys got out there, somebody heard you and liked what you're doing. But two, it was a crying shame when we lost Chico in the podcasting world.
Right.
So anything that brings him back in the fold, I'm all for. So
even though he don't do nothing with the sports ball, but
yeah, I'm not a sports ball person. Anybody that's listened to this podcast absolutely fucking knows.
Absolutely. It's all good. I mean, I get it. It's a niche thing. Being a Chiefs fan and having a Chiefs podcast is a niche thing. We met a lot of cool people along the way, a lot of fans and tailgaters and shit like that. But yeah, this is exciting for us because now we're getting, I don't even know exactly how to say it. The guy that found us is a writer for Sports Illustrated. So, I mean, I don't know what affiliation.
Is he going to put you in a swimsuit?
Wouldn't I look good in a Speedo?
Well, fucking let's go.
Can I
put that on a t-shirt?
Can I get a crop top? I'll just wear a Frankie Vegas crop top.
I've got one hanging in my closet right now.
Should have wore that for the wedding.
I should have.
I know. Damn it.
Should have. I whipped out my Guinness crop top. I should have brought my Frankie crop
right?
top.
Right?
What do you think about it?
All right, man. What do you think?
I think that everybody needs to be on the lookout for Camptober merch. Me and Golden Jay have seen the sketch. It's out there. It's coming. Esteban's working hard. He had some technical difficulties with his Instagram, so we lost him for a little bit there. Otherwise, I feel like this would have already been done and out.
Right.
But it's coming. Let's not let this be a Clowntober event. This t-shirt's got some cool stuff.
Man.
It's got some flagship characters on the shirt. Yep. You want it. You need it. Go to UnitedStatesOfParanormal.com and cop a t-shirt. I need to get on that website and get some beer koozies and stuff whipped out for sure. But absolutely, keep your eyes peeled. We'll let you know on socials and or maybe other podcasts will throw a plug in there when it gets done. But it's coming. Camptober merch is coming, and it's going to be dope. So keep your eyes out. Support your podcast by buying you a t-shirt or a beer koozie or whatever we slap it on. Printful. Printful's got shower curtains now.
Oh.
I can put on a shower curtain.
Oh.
I've got one of the shows I do on my stuff is Raw Dog the Night, where I've legitimately voiced an animated Teddy Ruxpin.
Really?
Named Teddy D, who's a radio DJ with My Pet Monster and a robot that was made by Tiger Electronics back in the 90s. And that is my shower curtain. It's all 3 of those characters in Raw Dog the Night.
Love it.
You saw it was at the wedding. It was hanging up by
before
the DJ.
I did see it.
That's my actual shower curtain. Fantastic quality. If there's any design you want, if you want J-Dub riding the Celestial Stag or Golden J as a skeletal DJ as a shower curtain, we can make it happen. You're just one email away.
That's right. You let us know, and we will make it happen. Also, we will be back in a couple weeks with a special extra other side where we're going to talk about the episodes from the month of September.
We'll get around to all 8 of them.
Yeah, we will.
Progressively.
So you're going to get
just figured with this one, with the wedding.
Yep.
And, the Kosciuszko County Jail was a 2-hour episode on its own. That it was just going to be, this would have been a really long episode if we would have crammed every single one of them.
As they're looking at the timestamp now going, you guys, it's really a long episode now, but this is how we roll.
It's not bad, though. I mean, really, 1 hour, we're under 2 hours as of right now if we can shut up relatively soon. So,
and if you know us, we don't. Look for us coming in a couple weeks again with another episode of The Other Side. And don't forget, every Wednesday in the month of October is Camptober. Can't miss these things, man. They were actually filmed and recorded at the campground.
Also, keep your eyes out. The Golden 80s will absolutely be having some Halloween-related content out this month, so go check it out. The Tug will, too. I don't know what the hell we're doing on the Tug, but we're going to do something.
Check your message.
So
check your messages. He's asking about it right now. Or was a little bit earlier.
We'll figure it out.
Yeah, I know you guys will.
But it's all coming. It's the spooky month. Unfortunately, September was a wild month for us and our family with my wedding and vacation and all that jazz. So a lot of it got away from us. But it's coming, guys. So like I said, keep your eyes out for that new merch. Keep your eyes out for content. Check out everything else in the Golden Mojo Entertainment universe. Don't forget about Mendez over there with the Real Terror and all of his lovely content out there. I think that's it. I think that's all I got.
All right. Sounds good. Take us out.
All right, folks. I know a lot of you are worried about what happens when you leave this mortal coil behind. But here I am to tell you that it's okay when you leave. Because there'll be people like Golden J going around where you died with a EVP or some kind of fancy laser thing, being like, hey, go say something cool. And you, too, can say stuff like, Hell's Bells.
That's right.
So, don't worry. It's not that scary on the other side, because me and Golden J will be waiting for you.
Later.
Hell fucking yeah.
Generic catchphrase here. Hasta la vista, baby. Thank you for listening to the United States of Paranormal podcast. Check us out at theunitedstatesofparanormal.com, where you can find our Spotlight of the Month, Fan of the Month, and all of our amazing merchandise. Or you can find us on social media at Facebook at the United States of Paranormal, Instagram at the United States of Paranormal, and YouTube at the United States of Paranormal 1795. And don't forget, we are now on Patreon. Just go to patreon.com/2sop.
Please check out the other podcasts in the Golden Mojo Entertainment Network of podcasts. Golden 80s, Indiana Chiefs Fans, Gridiron Kings, Murd Nerds, The Nostalgia Tug, Real Terror, and the Puck Yeah podcast. But you can still find Golden Image Podcast, A Quart of Books and Booze, and The Call Guys, wherever you stream your favorite podcasts.
And if you have a location or a story that you would like for us to check into, please email us at theunitedstatesofparanormal@gmail.com. Please like, rate, and subscribe wherever you listen. Thank you for all of your support. Bye.